Leo, how you doing? So I really hope that you can't hear my extremely noisy air conditioning because it's really hot in the UK at the moment. But I've put a noise cancelling effect on the microphone, so hopefully you shouldn't be able to hear it, and you should only really just be able to hear me. Anyway, how you doing? Hear me now. It took away the biggest part of me. Apartment. Some of you might live in an apartment, or you could live apart. You actually don't live together, or the name Livy, or Lithuania, or Elle, or Liz, or Tyler, or Taro, or Tanya. But you don't live together with this person. They're saying that you're actually more than likely apart, and you live in an apartment, or you do live. Well, they're saying that you don't live together. So there's this energy where you may be dating someone, but it's something about where you live. Now, don't forget, you can also watch this as an Aquarian or a Leo or a Life Path 8. I know I'm doing Leo readings, but they are both Major Arcana 8. If you want to learn something different, then this is how I do it. Major Arcana Leo and Aquarius, they're both Major Arcana 8s, so you'll still come up in those readings. So if they relate to you, some people have said that watching Capricorn actually relates more than watching Gemini, okay, because they're both 6s, right? So I'm hearing like something around an apartment or moving, okay, and it's my apartment, it's my place. If I say place, you say 1, 2, 3, Pisces, cod, haddock, fish, place, fish. So you could be dealing with Life Path 3 or a Pisces. Or you've got it in your chart, your name's Charlotte, or 6, Gemini, Capricorn, and there's an energy of like we live apart, but I live in an apartment, but we come together right now over me. Someone wants them to come over them, or come over to see me nice, to see you nice. Bruce Forsyth, someone from Australia. But I want you to come and see me now. Can you see me now? Can you? Hello, can you see me now? I don't know. Is it dark where you are and you can't see anybody? Or is it like someone trying to get through saying like, hello, can you see me? Hello, can you see me? Unless you have ADHD and someone's like, hello, can you see me? And you're like, yeah, I know that you're there, Felicia. I'm just trying to avoid you. And you're like, hello, I'm trying to see you. And you're like, yeah, I'm not interested, Dave. Sorry, but I'm really not. So it could be a Pisces or something like that. Now, don't forget, this could be a mother, a father, a daughter, a sister, your relationship, but someone might be trying to get the attention of a person that has ADD, and their tactic is, hello, McFly, are you there? And you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You, what? You're like, what do you mean, right? And you're like, well, I've got fucking ADD, goddammit. You're like, hello, I'm trying to get your attention. Hello? Yeah, what's the matter? Well, nothing. Just saying good morning would be nice. And you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, Bruce Forsyth, but I don't say good morning. I say goodbye. If I say goodbye, you say goodbye. If I say hello, you could be listening to the Beatles, maybe. But it's like, hello, goodbye. It's hello for me, Matthew, Kelly, Keely, Kylie, Katie, Casey, Kaylee, Keely. Hello, Keely. But it's over to me and it's over to you. Number 2. Anyway, let's get on. So something about moving, or someone that's constantly trying to get someone's attention. They're like, hello, can you see? You're like, I'm not listening, Felicia. I've got ADD. Okay, attention deficit disorder. Steph, Jeff, Steve, Sarah. So let's see. So that's me just channeling some weird shit. So Leo, how you doing, my pushers? Let's see what you've got. Obviously up here it tells you what we're going to be looking at, right? Where it says clarified with is going to be clarified with this other deck. Rebecca, what's her? Rachel, Rashad, Evans, Barry, Tina, Tyler, Taro, Tanya, someone from Great Britannia, Brittany, Spears, Steers, Gavin, Stacey, Elliot, E, Emily, Melissa, Maria, Ems. Anyway, so let's see. Lucy, Laura, Lucifer, Capricorn, Gemini, in your chart or theirs. So let's see, us and them, Pink Floyd, it's us and them, Em. It's me and you against the world. 3, Pisces, it's me and you. I'm coming to travel to see you, and it's me and you against everybody else. It's like competition. Oh, let's see what comes up in your... There might be some competition here. It's me and you against everybody else. It's just 2 people against other people. Okay, common people, Jarvis, Cocker, Cockfrost, Cock-a-doodle-doo. Someone's cock? Leo, very weird. Don't worry about it. I could spend ages trying to figure out what those messages mean, but I don't know. So, let's see. Leo. Where are they now, Leo? So, there's the death card. So, something very personal, very private. Oh, okay, so now you've got the King of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So, where are you now? lavishing luxury hamper. What's saying? I'm going to pamper myself and buy myself something really nice and pamper, unless your name's Pam or Stan or it's the greatest fan. Someone that's a fan of someone. They may have a, I don't know, like, I'm feeling very horny or something over a fan, or I'm drooling like a fuck fridge over a fan, okay? Or like you're a fan of someone's, right? Unless it's really fucking hot, like Leo or Aquarian, but it's really hot in the UK or anywhere, and you've got an air conditioner running on in the background there, that would make it hot and heavy. Okay, so we're getting hot, things are getting steamy. Some of you might go for a Steve, or you might go for a steam room. For a lot of you, you might go for a pamper day, and you go to a steam room, sauna, all of this sort of stuff, swimming baths, all that sort of thing. I'm hearing someone from Bath, that is up near London or something like that, Bartholomew or Bath. Okay, swimming baths, laughs quite a lot. Someone that is very funny, very charismatic, makes you piss yourself. Always very funny, always laughing, like laughing Joker, Jason Julian, but very charismatic. This person can make you piss yourself here. Yeah, like we're always laughing, like I'm always like pissing myself, or a bit of piss comes out all the time, or something like that. And this person's very funny. They say things like cock. But like I don't know, like just really funny, and I'm pissing myself. Why that is there, I've got no fucking idea. It's your life, Leo, not mine. Well, you've got Aquarius in your chart like me. So you've kind of got money, successful, charismatic, passionate about my job and my knob. I love your knob. Someone loves someone's knob. So that I love your knob. It's very smooth and charismatic. Someone might actually be creaming their knob here. Or like, I don't know why I'm hearing that. I love your cock. I love your knob. So someone loves someone's knob here. That's good. So you're getting some, Leo, here, or they are. Yeah, you've got a very smooth knob. That's strange message to come out with, but that's what I'm hearing. So where are you now? More than likely charismatic. Well, just like feeling very passionate, very horny. Me bunk you long time. So thinking about the staff there. Some of you might work for a person and it's in your staff room, like where you're actually working. It's like a teacher or something like that, and they're in the staff room. So it might be where you're actually working. There's someone here that's kind of like, damn, look at that pussy. And you're like, cool, look at your nipples poking out here. It's really what I'm hearing. Someone's eyeing someone up, and they're looking them up and down and looking at like certain things and looking at their nipples and I don't know. Listen, if you're squeamish, then this obviously, if you're frigid and you're as, you know, you're locked up and you're as frozen as a fuck fridge, then you're not dripping. This person is here. So it's not your reading, right? So you might need to open the gates and let the cobwebs out. So, or Web, or the name Billy, or Bill, or Cobweb, or Web, or Bill, or Billy. Okay. But yeah, feeling good about my job. Okay. So, someone's just it's just a Scorpio. Okay. But like private, like it's private. Sanctuary, like where I am at home. I love being at home because this is my place, my house, Lulu. But like it's my place, it's my house. Like I own it, it's mine. Some of you could have just moved. Or like, this is my place, or this is my fish, okay, or this is mine, I own it, I love being at home. I may work from home, but I love being at home. This is sanctuary. This is a place to escape to, and when I get there and when I'm here, I love being here. And I'm very happy to be here. Coming to America, or you just love spending time with your partner, or just like, I love being on my own. Like, even if I'm on my own, I love being on my own here. Okay, so that's where you are now, but that will be clarified very soon. Let's see. So for challenges for Leo, what are the challenges within the next 48 hours for Leo? For the next 48 hours for Leo. So, oh dear, childish behaviour, and more childish behaviour, and the Four of Wands. So some of you might not be actually speaking to this person, or you could. Well, I don't know. These can be clients, but this can be children at home with a mother that doesn't get on with their mother or their father, more than likely. So if you're a mother and like, my children are arrogant little pricks, they don't talk to me, well, there's a reason why, Dave. Okay. But this can also be very childish behaviour. 1 minute I'm talking to you, the next minute I'm not. I've sent you a message. Have you even bothered to reply? Okay, if you're going to argue with me over text messages, then don't bother because I'm an adult, I'm not a child. Okay, don't treat me like a child and don't talk to me like a child. Okay, but you got the Four of Wands, which means that in your challenge position, it's either challenged you by your partnership or it's challenging you because it's at home with your children. And if it isn't, someone can't even speak English up in here, but like if it isn't one of those, then this is just kind of like, I don't know, Clive, the name Clive, Claudia, clouds of vapor. I don't know, that's sort of like ignoring someone. So in your challenge position, you either want to talk to them or you don't. And if you've been trying and they don't, it's because they're not really interested. Okay, they're not really like, it's just kind of like nonchalant. This is also like a little bit like friends. Like I haven't got time for friendship. I haven't got time for because it might be where you've gone through. You could be single here and you're a mum, by the way. But for a lot of you, it's kind of like, my kids are the problem, and that's all I'm really worried about is my children and my grandchildren. I'm on my own, I'm single, but I don't really talk to one of my kids. They don't talk to me, blah, blah, blah. The other one kind of like just sits around doing nothing, and the other one doesn't even talk here. Or I could have actually lost a child. This person could be grieving over the loss of a child here. Like I'm grieving over the loss of my child or husband or wife. Okay, or my child is grieving over someone because that's like turned down and lost. Okay, so some of you could be grieving over something here, grieving because this would also be, I'm also hearing ADHB, like grievous bodily harm. This person could be in prison or anything like that, and they've been locked up because of violent behavior in the past, maybe. Sorry, guys, let's go down. So, yeah, you've got this death card here, which means that there might be a loss in the family. For some of you, it could be a father, okay, because it can either be an ex or the loss of a father or a parent, but it does say father here. And this is a child that's either been lost or grieving the loss of here. But I definitely keep hearing grievous bodily harm, where there might have been some sort of like violent behavior that could have been in a situation where it would have involved the police or someone that is or was very violent at one point, and it led to the four can also mean death, but it can mean life sentence, death, because of this card and the message that I'm picking up, right? Because this is like a life sentence of marriage, okay, like commitment, a house, a mortgage, a home, like signing your line on the dotted line, something around a Leo. Okay, or / Aquarium, meaning the other person has Leo Aquarium. But there's a loss of a father there, and then this is an inheritance of money that's been left for a father, but the child's been abandoned. Okay, or feels like they've been wronged or something like that. Like I feel like I've been pushed out and I've been wronged by something. There could be a couple of children within this marriage or commitment. Okay, some of you could have lost a child. Some of you could have lost a father. Some of you, this is going on with an ex, like this is the ex-husband, blah, 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 that has the money. This is what my half is now, blah, blah, blah. I have one of the kids. The other child is probably off with a father or something. That's so when it comes to challenge, for a lot of you, obviously the challenge is speaking and talking more clearly and not text messaging or Claire. But like this is the energy of like abandoned and ghosted, only child. Or the challenge is speaking. That's the challenge. But if it's more likely I'm stubborn, I'm arrogant, speak when spoke to, then this is kind of like I'm not even going to bother speaking to you. Okay, because I'm not going to divulge into childish shit here. Let's see wherever else these messages. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we've got to look at see if you got the devil here. So let's see what triggers Leo off about this person. What triggers this person off about Leo? So basically, Leo, what is it that you trigger this person off? What don't they like about you, Leo? What is it that triggers about Leo? What triggers this person off about Leo? So what triggers them is, we're all up in the shit here, bruv. Triggers them is the Four of Cups. Not accepting, not budging, not moving, stubborn and arrogant. Okay, on the name Gary. Tell me what triggers this person off about Leo. well, not except, oh, Jesus Christ, that you're a raving lunatic narc, Leo. Sorry. Well, like I said, for some of you, if you're arguing with a husband or wife, you're both going to see yourself as controlling the argument. If you have a lot of arguments, right, your partner will see that they feel that you are very argumentative, okay, and that you can be very controlling at times, that trying to control things in my own manner, about a car, about moving forward, about moving on, okay. They're obviously signs of like gaslighting. But if you're getting divorced, trust me, your husband or your ex is going to hate you just as much as you do them, okay. Because, like I said, what triggers this person off about you, Leo, is that they see that it's very hard to talk to you at times, okay, that you won't open up or that it's like an open and shut case. But don't forget, you can watch this in Aquarian, a Leo, or a Life Path 8. So in the general reading, it's going to get a little bit Gen, right? But it's going to get a little bit... So let's just put it this way. There's control and narcissism here. There is a lot of control behavior of like in and out of a relationship. 1 minute we're speaking, the next minute we're not. Then we're ghosting each other, then we are speaking, then we're not. Okay, this can be like in the family even, but like, you know, or Stephen, but I'm trying to get your fucking attention, and because you have ADD and you don't want to stay around and argue and listen to all my childish shit, you just literally back off and you ghost me and you run out at the first sign of danger. But they do. This came up in another reading where ADD was in this position here. It was attention deficit disorder. And these it came up in Capricorn reading, but Capricorn is /Gemini or Life Path 6, right? So what happens in this dynamic here is that someone gets blamed, and every time they've shouted at and blamed for being them, okay, this starts to happen where a person with abandonment issues fears about being on their own, and I don't like being left out, and I don't like being on my own, and I don't like things when they go this way and that way, and I'm going to argue against it, and I'm going to argue with you, okay, and then I'm going to make you actually abandon me and ghost me because I'm argumentative. When you ghost me and you abandon me, I can then say, that's it, you run out, you're non-committal, okay, you don't stick around long enough to listen to me bitch and complain at you, okay, and that I want you to do that because they have abandonment issues. But trouble is, I've gone over this in Capricorn reading, the same one, okay, so I'm going to have to give you the same advice and the same part of what triggers someone here. When someone has abandonment issues, they'll do all they can to argue with you, to make you ghost them, to stop speaking to them, to ignore them, okay? If you actually leave them, they actually not learning anything, because all they want you to do is abandon them. Because they have abandonment fears. They have a fear of being rejected and abandoned. So when you're in a relationship, they can become very confusing where everything's going really well, and then all of a sudden they'll start to overanalyze situation, and then they'll start to create scenario out of nothing. And they'll make you fucking like, where you're like, you're fucking gaslighting me, man. Why are you so confusing? You're like, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying. It's like, well, I'm not speaking to you now. It's like, well, I'm not going to participate in all of this childish crap. Okay, you want to keep fucking messaging and arguing and all of this shit, and you're always doing this and you're always doing that, and the communication is absolutely whack. And now you're blaming me, saying that I don't know my head from my arsehole every time I try to talk to you. You don't listen. Neither do you. You don't change. I don't change. Right. So whatever comes through, the communication is broke down to the point where you both think each other's controlling. Right, because the person that's wants abandonment creates a scenario of an argument. The argument comes out of nowhere, right? Because they're pushing you out of their life, and you won't be able to comprehend. You'll be like, this doesn't make fucking sense in a normal relationship, right? The sense that makes none whatsoever. It really doesn't. Like, I don't get what you're saying, right? You're fucking paranoid. Of course I'm not. Yes, no. So then all that creates more hysterica, or Erica, or America. But it creates more of that, right? Daniel son. Right. So how do you do it? You remove the fuel from the fire to stop the argument and the aggression and tension, right? So to do that, you abandon, you ghost, you go off, right? If you do that permanently, this person can just turn around and say, I told you so, I knew you would. And you're like, well, you made me. No, I didn't. That makes a lot of fucking sense. No, it doesn't. No, it don't. More argument. Why? Because you're responding. You're responding to a person that has set out sabotage, made you sabotage, and then you argue the fact that it was you that made me sabotage, but they don't get it. Why? Because it's like a child trying to learn a lesson. A child, it's quite easy for a child to learn a lesson because they're young, but you cannot teach an old Leo new tricks, an old dog, right? Sorry, Leo, but you are a cat. So you cannot teach an old dog new tricks, right? So as they get older, they find it very difficult in order to keep up, right? So you have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it like a child does when it falls off a step. If it's very violent, it goes into prison, okay? By the time you get out of prison, are you going to do it again? Or have you learned by your mistake this time? Right? So lessons are about stick in there. You don't have to listen to it. You can ignore it all day long, right? Ghost, abandon, ignore all day long. But if you want to work on certain things, then you get back together, right? You get back together, you work on it, they do it again. You leave, you don't pay attention, but you do not get angry. You do not respond, because what they want you to do is abandon them. When you have abandoned them, they're not actually working on the fear or the fear of rejection or abandonment, because you have. So to prove yourself right, you do the opposite. It's called reverse psychology. You actually do not abandon them. Like, well, I'm not leaving you. I'm not actually abandoning the relationship. Yeah, but you are. No, I'm not listening to you. Okay, you remove the fuel from the fire, and then when they've calmed down, you go back to normal, right? And then that's the normal, is black is the new normal, right? Or orange is the new normal. But right, they leave, right? And the doppelganger energy, right? They come back, they leave, they come back, blah, 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 so on and so forth, right? So you can do that as many times as you want, but you do not ever have to put up with and listen to control, narcissism, or gaslighting, or confusion. How do you do that? Ghost the person. Physically ghost them, which I mean turn your phone off. Stop looking for the messages that the person keeps baiting you into an argument. If it's at home, what do? Walk off from the person. What do you not do? Respond. Okay, you just go in your room, ignore the person, put your music on, calm down, avoid them. Okay, still be with them. Don't leave, don't abandon, just don't stay around. Then go back, let them keep doing it. That'll just be karma. That's you just getting used to the fact that no matter what you try or what you do, you cannot get rid of me, right? But I'm not leaving the relationship, because the reason why I'm hesitating is because if this is a mother or a father where you live with them and they're constantly doing it every fucking day, then eventually you might need to move out. Okay, but the trouble is with economy and stuff of how fucking shit life is at the moment, with money, with nobody having it, and with like Britain leaving the EU just as fucking everything else kicked off, and God knows what else, and prices of food and electricity and everything going up and up and up and up. It's very difficult for people to move out from home. Okay. Very difficult for that to happen, is to start off rent and a mortgage on one's own. So your partner or mother may be asking, but like I said, asking and telling is two different things. If this person tells you what to do, it's wrong, because nobody, never will ever, Trevor, ever listen to anybody that tells someone, okay, because they'll close down. So what triggers this person off about them, Leo, is that a lot of the times you may tell them to do something, okay, or Aquarius or Love Path 8. But put it this way, if you're a person that tells someone what to do, please stop telling people what to do, because they're going to do this, okay? So I'm trying to help whoever this is. If you ask them in an adult manner and you go to them and you say, okay, can we just have a word tonight? We'll speak face to face and we'll talk in a calm manner, right? And you say, look, can you please just do this, okay? Because it, not say, look, when you do this, this really fucking annoys me, don't do that, right? Just ask them very nicely to do something. They'll more than likely say yes. The nicer it is, the harder it is a person can actually say no to someone, because it's coming across as very genuine and very nice, okay? So they'll more than likely correspond with yes, okay? But if a person here is constantly pointing blame and fault and telling, this person thinks that you're controlling. Okay, now, like, for instance, I have to tell you the truth here. I'm an Aquarian I'm Aquarius food placements, Venus and somewhere else, right? So I don't know which ones, but Venus are prominent in my chart, right? So this goes on in my family, right? So I'm just telling you that because this does not have to be your love life. Somebody here sees someone as a father or a mother that is very pointy and telly. Okay, tell me this, tell me that, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, do that, do that, blah, blah. Pointy and tell. Okay, this person thinks that you're very controlling and will not bend over to your will. No matter how much you try, they will not. So in the triggers them, that's what triggers them off. In the challenge is try to stop doing that. Okay, try to stop doing that to a child or the child doing it to the parent. But whichever way around it is, if that's happening, this person thinks that you're a controlling person that forces them left, right, backwards and centre. Like, when you get home, I'm going to do it. When you leave, I'm going to do it. So what this person does, if this person here is avoiding you, that's the reason why they're avoiding. But like I said, if you've never got anyone in your life that's avoiding you at all, and that's the reason, right? It's not your reading. But this is what triggers them off about you, Leo, okay, that sometimes you can act very childish, okay, because this, to me, is a Leo card and it is in reverse, okay? So, but if you're kind of like, I'm not fucking listening to that, well, there you go, you're not going to learn anything. If you're like, well, that's really not happening with me, Steve, that is the other person, well, there you go. But that's because they think the same, and that's why you're not getting on, because they think the same as you do, and you've got an opposition against the person that does the same. So you both feel like, if you're in an argument, okay, and you slap someone around the face, do you think they're going to think that you're lovely? Fuck no. They're going to think that you're a violent, arrogant piece of shit, right? If you've argued with someone and you say, you bitch, you bellowed and you screamed, but then you look at the deck and say, how do they feel about me? This is how they will feel and think about you. And how would you feel? The same, right? So the triggers are the same. That is what I'm trying to say to you. Is that through mother or father or daughter or son, please stop pointing blame and telling people what to do, because they do not like that. But if you're a Leo watching and saying, that's my partner, well, then that's up to you. Your challenge is, are you staying or going or leaving? Okay, are you going to abandon the person that wants you to, or are you actually going to stay around and work on it? That's your challenge. What do you want to do? Okay. Now, if you're like, well, this is my ex-husband and we are getting a divorce and we're separating and this is to do with the child, well, then there you go, right? You can't do anything to stop that, okay? Because this is what's kind of going on. That control is making you angry that my child is being controlled and manipulated by the person that I don't get on with, but takes two to tango. That's Cash and Carrie, right? Sylvester and God knows what else, Stallone, Silver. So, let's see. So, any messages that are coming through for Leo in the Where Are They Now challenge, in the Where Are They Now part of their life, any messages for where Leo is now? So, moving, there you go. So some of you are moving, or this person is moved, or someone around the family or the daughter or the son is moving, packing up their shit, and they're on their way out. Some of you could be getting divorced and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, if you are not moving, you are just avoiding the energy of a person and moving around the energy of the person, trying to creep around them, do things without them knowing, moving boxes, don't want to disturb the fucking hornet's nest. You know, I can't do this or that or buy this or that without this person noticing everything I'm fucking doing. So I try to maneuver myself around them without them knowing. If you are, or they are actually packing up their shit and moving, there you go. Okay. So, what is in the challenge? What is in the challenge position for Leo? Any messages for Leo's challenged position? Is wants you back now. Okay, same, exactly the same two cards that came out where the last reading I did of Capricorn, which is / Gemini or 6 life path, right? And I've shuffled these, believe me, right? So curious about you, wants you back. So this is after an argument. They want to now reconcile and go back to learn again like a child, like I was trying to express to you. Now, the only way that this person's ever going to learn is by doing it. You only get better at doing it. You only accomplish something by completing it. People in life, they back off from their karmic energy and they go off to another one. Some people, they break up for a while and they get back together, and everybody wonders why they keep getting back together and splitting up and getting back together and splitting up and getting back together and doing all of that. That's because they're working on their issues. But then you get the blame from parents and clients and people that say, you got back with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Why did you go and do that? You're a fucking nut. No, that's because they're a light worker. They're actually prepared to work on these issues with this person, but they do leave them at times, well, either one, permanently, or they do actually leave this person at times because they ghost them when they start acting like a child and they stop listening and they close down physically, mentally, and emotionally. They guard and protect themselves and they ghost and they avoid, right? But what are you working on? This energy. Now, you're either working on this with this person or you're not at all and you're moved away from them and you're trying to meet someone new to work on the same sort of energy as before, okay? Because this will be your hell loop again with a new person, right? Until you meet the right one, if you want to or you don't. But you'll still work on the same issues if you are what we class as a light worker, right? So, curious about you and wants you back now, wants to actually start talking and being with you or around you again now. So, what is the triggers? Why? Any messages about the triggers? So, this doesn't mean that this is happening, right, Leo? This is in what it is that triggers this person off about you, okay? But I can guarantee you, Gary or Tina or Tyler or Tara or Tanya, that if you're thinking, well, arrogant prick, that's what I think about them. That's exactly the same as why, because that's what's happened in the commitment of relationship that's destroyed itself that many times that you both are very triggered off by each other's childish behavior, because one will want to speak and the other one won't, and then I can't figure out why you've abandoned and ghosted me, because someone could have had abandonment issues and avoidance issues, like, you know, and that's what created it, and this person knows of it, so they won't pay attention to the attention seeker that keeps doing this. So it's this card here where like in the challenges position to stop doing that, because it's that sets off this as a trigger. So stop acting childish, speak and talk like adults, don't tell people, don't blame, okay, and actually talk and not text, okay. Stop losing your temper here also and blaming and having a go at, okay, because you do want this person and you do want them back. So that's there, okay, but this doesn't say it's going to happen, but this is how the person feels and thinks, right? And that's the challenge. That is what triggers them off, is the fact of the ghosting and the arguments and the abandonments and everything else, right? The moving on away from me and blah, blah, blah. But I guarantee you, a lot of you are going to say, that sounds like how I think and feel about them. Because that's the mirror, that's the trigger, right? So any messages that are coming from the triggers, please, for Leo? Jackpot, winning money, got rich, inheritance, expecting money, creeping around someone and stalking the shit out of them, and creative muncher of someone that keeps stealing ideas. It might be an Aquarian. Sorry, I don't know why, that I've always noticed the people that do steal people's ideas are actually Aquarians, but it's up to you. But I don't know. Yeah, like I said, that's stealing ideas, copies your work, duplicates, feeds off you here. So I don't know what that is, creating, like trying to steal other people's ideas. And then you've got creeping, jackpot. Like I said, this person here also individually steals people's ideas and then makes out that it's their own and cashes in on it all on someone else's idea. Like, say, for instance, you know me, I read in numerology, right, all the time. Didn't read it out of a book or fuck all, right? I just see a code and a sequence of readings that I was doing so many different times, and that I just started seeing loads of patterns and loads of fucking ideas that led on to one to another to another. It's called channeling the Akashic, right? Information that's given to you by the higher power. For you, designed for you, right? Not read out of a book or anything. It's the Akashic Records book, right? But then you get people that in life that can think, oh, that's a really good idea. I'm going to use that and palm that off of my own. That's not fucking fair. Don't do that. Right? Because that's kind of like I'm trying to look big and in the limelight to make people think that I'm really good, and it wasn't even my idea in the first place, right? That's not your calling, okay? Because it won't be luxury. It won't be great for you to do that, okay? So I don't know. That is one idea, because that's cashing in on other people's ideas, creeping and watching to see what I can do and find out. narc people off and sit in the background and just watch it all, like Justin Reavers here. Okay, yeah, Justin, I've heard about you, Dave. Right here, creeping, watching, stealing people's ideas for astrology and everything else, and then actually trying to cash in on it to make himself look big and better than it was me that come up with the idea, but I'm actually stealing it from other people. This is someone that's watching it. Okay, so some people know about this and some people don't. But what can create an hysterical moment is the fact that I can know about it and I'll call the bitch ass out all day long. Okay, but again, some people don't, and they're like, well, I haven't noticed that, I haven't seen that. I have. Here. So it's stealing people's ideas to try and cash in on it here. Or Connett or Michael or Michelle. But yeah, or an M. Anybody's got M in their name here. But yeah, that's not good, because that's not actually following your calling. That's trying to control other people's calling by convincing other people there's me. But again, like I said, man, it depends on what you're doing. Like, because you can class anything as like, I'm going to be a tarot reader. Great, that's other people are. It's not copying. It's just being a tarot reader, right? But like astrology, it can be like, I'm looking up information to find out what's going to happen, and then I'm going to like tell everybody that that's what's happening because that's what I heard from another. Okay, it's actually not the same. It's actually, I don't know. Y'all get into a mess here of whatever that could be for you. So I'm not going to stay out of that one. Whatever you think or feel that might be, but that is someone that's watching and creeping to steal people's ideas. Because it's a big energy there. They all show it here. Okay. So whatever that is, I don't know. And then to do with your love life, the triggers are, well, like I said, watching someone fucking all the time. The fact that they can't say anything. They can't do anything because they know this person's watching them like a fucking hawk at everything that you say and everything that you do online. Like, you do things online and I say things and then you're watching it and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, that can be like, say you were in a relationship with someone and they know that you're a tarot card reader and you broke up with them. Okay. And then they watch your tarot readings because they watch you do that, right? Here. Or your name's Claire and you're a crazy person here. Think that the tarot card reader's doing shit. No. Need to move on away from that one. Here. Lost one's mind here, completely and utterly obliviously lost one's mind, creeping on people and stalking the shit out of them. Okay, people that are online, okay, believing that they're doing things or doing things in the background or God knows what else, right? Here. Not even communicating with the person, like just making shit up that they have a connection with them. Here. Right? Lost one's mind completely and utterly. And this could be someone that's moved on as well. Like, they've moved on in their life. They're with someone. They're happy. They're Ten of Pentacles, King. They're actually working on a relationship, completely oblivious, and they're just moving on with their life. They're completely oblivious that this person's in the background doing all of this. Doesn't even know that there's a stalking crazy person that's looking at this person that's just moved just out the way. Like, I'm just getting on with my own life here. Right, there's quite a few messages there, and some of you may have moved away from this energy here that triggers and mirrors you off and avoiding this person like crazy, trying to get this person out of your life altogether here. But it depends. Don't have to look at star signs. You can hate me all day long. If it rings a bell and it rings the truth, that's up to you. But again, it is creatively stealing ideas and God knows what else going on there, and stalking and spying and fuck knows what else. Thank God my comment section is turned off, Leo. Because I don't want a part of it. So, excuse me, Leo. Oh, it's been a long morning. So if you want your whole weekly reading, you will need to join Patreon, but you'll need the silver or the gold tier because it's a new spread. It's a whole table. Going back to the way I used to do it, where I give you the conclusion of all of this. tell you what's coming up, because this is just sort of like now energy. To see what really happens is you'll need the whole weekly reading there. They can be up to 2 weeks because they're a big table spread that are all clarified. So, and then I also give a majority of you some of these as well to show the other messages. So if you want that, then you'll need to join Patreon, silver or gold tier. Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it. See you soon.